I'm working off of a different computer. I have been under very strong satanic attack in the past month. Apparently, the Antichrist, Zack Knight, is furious that my men have taken him to court regarding the fact that he's been cloning computer systems and stealing my writing monies, which he did. He used that method for Silver Skies, and he's using it right now with the Forbidden Abyss. And what he does is he clones an entire computer system like the Amazon computer system or Barnes and Noble or whoever is selling my book. And then he funnels the proceeds through his agents so that the Jesuits get all the money. He'll make an exact clone of the system, and then the customer will pay for the book, and the payment will end up going to Jesuits. He'll make a clone, except it'll be different. And I explained this in an earlier video, and I asked Brent, because I talked to Brent about a week ago, I said, is this true? He said, Gail, you were right on the nose. And he says, me and Terrance and the men have taken Zack Knight to court over this, and we're suing him for stealing millions of dollars from you. I have a feeling that his case is not going very well. And the reason I say that is right now, I've got a car sitting out there with a flat tire, and somebody siphoned or took all the gasoline out of the car. The reason I know is because I had a dentist appointment today, just a regular routine exam and cleaning appointment. And I went out in my car and I turned the ignition, and the light gauge for the gas thing was blinking, saying that I was low on gas. And I saw it was on E, on empty, and I thought, I know I put there was a quarter of a tank of gas in there the other day. I was thinking I needed to put gas in, but I wasn't this low. And I thought, shoot, maybe I can get to the gas station in time and, put some gas in the car and then go to the dentist. So I backed the car out, and I thought, wait a minute, this car doesn't feel right. It's like it's crunching. And then I said, I was driving on the road, and I said, this car's not acting right. So I turned back into my apartment's parking lot, and I got outside and looked, and there was a flat tire. So somebody apparently stole my gasoline, and maybe they were trying to take the tire next, and they slashed my tire because the tire was I have good tires on my car. I just put new tires on the car pretty recently. So yeah, I'm certain it was a Jesuit. And Zack Knight was directly or indirectly behind it. And then then I noticed that the automatic door locks, I have like a car that has automatic door locks, that they weren't working. And I thought, oh no! Fortunately, I'm able to lock all of the doors using manual methods. So even though that's out of commission, and then one of my rear windows, all of a sudden it doesn't open and close anymore. I can only do it with the electronic buttons, and it's like everything's falling apart. I'm telling you. You might say, oh, that's because you have an old car. Yes, and my battery just conked out about a month ago, and I just had to replace that. Now, I understand it's an old car, but it's like one problem right after another, like an avalanche. I think what Zack is doing is he's using a combination of human and maybe satellite technology to attack me and get me down any way he can. You see, if we win this lawsuit against him, where they're suing him for stealing my writing money, it could bring down the Jesuit order. And he apparently is trying to make it look like my men are responsible for my writing money being stolen, and he's trying to, I don't know exactly what he's trying to do, but I went to the Lord in prayer, and I just had this gut feeling that he's hanging himself by attacking me so much like this. It's just going to strengthen my men's case against him. You see, it's kind of outrageous to accuse the Jesuits of cloning an entire computer system like Amazon just to steal one writer's money, though I think they're stealing other writers' monies besides mine, but I think I'm their prime target. However, when you look at what's happened in my life the past month, and I'm just hitting the surface. You know what else happened? In the past week, one of my computers died on me. I've been working with two computers. I have a Toshiba laptop, and I have this Hewlett-Packard Windows Vista desktop, which I'm speaking to you from right now. Well, my Toshiba just went on me. Thank goodness I have my PC backup so online in a cloud, because I've been restoring the files and putting them on an external hard drive. You can kind of see it from here, but here's my external hard drive. Jesus told me only spend money on food and bills, and I've learned to trust him and obey him. He told me the reason he's giving me this order, he says, you can't trust most electronics out there, Gail, because Zack Knight and the devil invented electricity and the computers, and if you go buy some new gadget from the electronics department, Zack could have something in there to sabotage your health. So you might say, well, why did the Lord allow your computer to go down? I don't know. Oh, I'm not even done yet. And you know what else happened? About a couple months ago, around June, I wear a dental splint, for bruxism, because I have a tendency to clench in my sleep and stuff, or at least I thought that's what the dentist tells me. And I went to brush my teeth and I laid it down by the fan. I came back and it was gone, my splint, that I paid $600 for a dentist to make. It was just gone. And I asked Jesus about it, and Jesus said that Zack Knight got it. He said he used a special form of brain control that caused me to leave it in a strange spot. He said, you'll find it later. This was in June. I haven't found it yet. And then Jesus said, well, I didn't really want you to wear that splint anyways, Gail, because it was taking minerals out of your teeth. And we found out that Brent told me the dentist who made it for me was a Jesuit. I had no idea. And I actually liked that dentist. And then Jesus said, I'm really sad to report this to you, Gail, but the Jesuits have taken over the dental profession, and you're just going to have to be really, Jesus said, I need to talk to you, Gail. Zack Knight took your splint because he wants you to make an appointment with your dentist and have a new one made. He says, I don't want you to do this. So I did it. I said, Jesus, why not? He said, the Jesuits have been using your dental splints to give you health problems and also to ruin your teeth, taking away, helping accelerate mineral loss from your teeth. I've had mineral loss in my teeth. I've got a problem with not enough bone. The dentists are all worried, concerned about that. And Jesus said, there's nothing the dentist can do to correct what the yeast have done to your teeth. When you had the yeast infection, they took the minerals, the calcium and whatever they used to make teeth out of your teeth. He said, dentists can't fix that. He said, that's a medical problem, which is showing in your teeth. He said, so Jesus told me, don't wear the splint. Well, about a week ago, I haven't been wearing the splint for months because Jesus said not to worry about it. But about a week ago, I started biting my tongue. And I thought, well, maybe sometimes that'll happen and then I'll quit and, it'll stop. But it was getting worse and worse and worse. And I said, Jesus, what do I do? I keep biting my tongue. And he said, well, you did eat some shrimp and you're allergic to shrimp. So don't do that anymore, Gail. And that was all he said. So I asked Brent, who's a medical doctor, what should I do? He said, yeah, I guess that's it. Just let the allergic reaction go down. Your tongue probably swelled, and so that's why you were biting it. Well, when the tongue swelling went down, I was still biting my tongue. So finally I said, Jesus, you told me not to get a splint. But if I had a splint, I wouldn't be biting my tongue because I think I'm clenching and I'm hitting my tongue. So I said, Lord, there must be a reason why you didn't want me to have a splint. So I said, I'm going to do something, Lord. I'm going to go out to the drugstore and go get me one of them splints that you can just make yourself. So I boiled some water and I made it myself and I put it in there. And you know what? That splint that I made is the best splint I've ever had. I can't believe how good I've been sleeping. Apparently I was biting my tongue in my sleep and it was making me wake up. So, I made a splint. Oh, what did I do with it? Oh, anyways, I made a splint. I was going to show it to you, but I must have left it in the bathroom. So it's working, and it's the best splint I've ever had. You say, well, how can you do it if you're not a dentist? Well, the last dentist, he may have been a Jesuit, but I think he told me the truth about where my bite needs to be. Because I actually do have TMJ, and they don't recommend you make your own splint if you have TMJ. But they said, Jesus, you told me not to make a splint. Well, I know the bite needed to be right about here. So when I made it, I did it like that. It's working beautifully, man. And my tongue healed. There was a sore there. It had pus and everything. It's going away because I'm not biting my tongue in my sleep. So the Lord solved that problem. It cost me about $30. But, you know, Zack Knight took my other splint, so I had to make one. So that solved that problem. But then my computer crashed, and I'm still restoring files, and I had to download the webcam software and iTunes and everything onto this computer, and I'm still working on that. I mean, it's just been one thing after another. You might say, why doesn't Jesus protect you? Oh, that's the other thing. He is protecting me. One time I went out to the kitchen to throw out my garbage. And when I pulled the plastic bag out of the kitchen container that had the garbage, it was really heavy. I thought, what's in this garbage? And I thought, what's a gallon of water doing in the bottom of my garbage? Well, that evening, Brent Spiner talked to me on Skype, and he said, Jesus talked with me during lunch, and he said that he and Zack Knight were duking it out in your apartment, and Jesus allowed the gallon of water to stay at the bottom of your garbage can to let you know that Jesus was there trying to protect you. He said Zack was planning on getting that gallon jug, and he was going to bash you with it and hurt you with it. And I guess when I was sleeping. I said, well, Jesus, how in the world did he get in my apartment? He said he used an advanced form of brain to brain that I guess that he got from Satan, and he was in your apartment, Gail. I swear to you, I didn't put that gallon jug in the bottom of the garbage can. And I'm the only one who lives in here, so it must be just like Jesus said. You might say, well, why didn't Jesus protect your car? I'm not sure. I've been asking him that myself. You know what I think? I think Zack Knight is attacking me so much that he's giving my men overwhelming evidence to show that he has an insane obsession with me. I mean, all they have to do is talk about the splint, how that disappeared. You know what I think? I think Zack used some sort of satellite technology or transporter technology to take the splint out of my apartment. I haven't found it yet. And I laid it, I'm pretty sure, by the fan. I haven't found it yet. I remember laying it down, and then it just disappeared. All Jesus would say is that it's in a strange spot, that maybe when Zack gets bored with it, he'll return it to you. Yeah, I'm wondering what Zack is doing with my... Anyways, it appears that I don't want it anyway. So I'm just telling you guys, I'm having a very interesting... Zack is hitting me with everything in his arsenal. And then this computer started getting really slow, and I said, oh, Lord. So I removed Firefox because I never used that, and that took up a lot of space. I only have 2 gigabytes of memory. I actually had 1 gigabyte, and I upgraded it to 2. I really think I need to upgrade to 4, but Jesus said, no, nothing but food and bills. So I said, Jesus, what am I going to do? I have to put all this new software on my computer, and it's slowing it down. And I only have 1 now. And I said, please help me. So what I did is I got this crazy idea. I thought maybe I could put an operating system on my hard drive and boot my WordPerfect and these other software off of there. But I said, nope, I'd have to go spend money to get the disk to get, the operating system installed on the hard drive. So that won't work. So I thought, well, what I've been doing is I'm restoring the files onto the external hard drive and hoping to save disk space on the Vista so it won't bog down on me. Hopefully this computer will last for a while. But I'm telling you, I have faith in Jesus, okay? I don't understand why he's allowing Zack Knight to hit me with all this stuff. And tomorrow I'm going to have to go get a new tire on my car. I have to use my credit card. Oh, God. And I hope I have enough gas. I'm going to have to call my... I have something like, sort of like what that AAA thing where you can have people come out and put a spare tire on. I'm going to have to put the spare on. I'm going to have to go get everything done. I have faith in Jesus. There's a reason for this. He wouldn't allow it. It's good. I think sometimes it gets darkest right before a major victory. So that's what I think is happening.